feel like nothing's going right. You feel like you're on an island and you're stranded, you're deserted, and you need help, but you don't necessarily know what the next best move should be. That's when you need the help. But that's also when there's no one around you to help. I'm starting to realize how important it is to have not only like a strong support system, but also having someone in your corner who actually believes in you. There's this one quote by Alistair Mosey, and he was talking about how people will either support you at one of 2 points. Either one in the beginning or two at the end once you've made it. But neither of those 2 points are when you actually need it. Because when you're in the beginning stages, you don't necessarily need people's support. Yeah, you might maybe need the motivation, I guess, maybe, but you've already made that decision internally and that's why you're starting. You don't really need their support because you haven't really achieved anything yet. What you really need is to learn how to be consistent and learn how to be self-motivated, all that good stuff, right? And not to depend on other people's validation. Because if you just depend on people's validation, as soon as they stop validating you, you're not gonna move. You don't really need people's support in the beginning. So that's clear. And then at the end, once you've already made it, once you're like a billionaire, a millionaire, you're driving your Ferrari, you're driving your Lambo, you have your dream car, yada, yada, yada. You don't need people's support at that point, you already made it. So that's the only time people typically will give you like a helping hand. And neither is when you actually need it. When you actually need the help is when you're in the trenches, when you're trying to swim through the mud, when your whole world's falling apart and you feel like nothing's going right. You feel like you're on an island and you're stranded, you're deserted, and you need help, but you don't necessarily know what the next best move should be. That's when you need the help. But that's also when there's no one around you to help. I got friends who I would think would be like my closest friends. And it does a thing, I don't really have any friends, but I have people who I thought were like, you know, my dogs. They don't say shit. They watch every single one of my stories. They don't like anything. There's people I've literally known for 2 months and they're showing me more love and support than people I've known for like 15 years. You know what I mean? And so you start thinking about it, you're like, damn. And the other thing you think about too is like, yo, you know it's free to like show support, show love. And the thing that hurts so much is the fact that if the roles were reversed, I know what I'd be doing. Because I've had friends who tried to start business ventures and yada, yada, yada. Yo, every single one of their posts, every single one, I'm the first person to like it. I'm the first person to comment on it. I'm sending them messages every couple days, encouraging them, asking them if they need some help, yada, yada, yada. But really trying to motivate them and show them that like, man, yo, you're not alone in this. And the more I grow, the more I realize that people really take that for granted. And two, there's not a whole lot of people that actually support you like that, for real, for real. So as I go on this journey, I'm learning that like, man, like this whole bodybuilding stuff, I'm already envisioning everything right now. When I first started, I didn't really care that much. But I'm telling you, once I start posting the results and like once show day hits and people see how I do and everything, that's when everyone's gonna be hitting me up. Especially now that I've kind of like started on this bodybuilding journey. Yo, like all my guys, quote unquote guys, gone, bro. Gone, non-existent, nowhere to be found. And I'm not even sad about it, just because at the end of the day, I understand that humans inherently, we're all selfish to a certain extent. We all just want to prioritize ourselves. It only sucks when you kind of like look back and reflect in the past and you realize how much you've poured into other people and it's never reciprocated when it's your turn. And so all that is a pretty long-winded way of saying that my current coach that I have, Rome, he is honestly like, and yo, if you're watching this, shout out you, bro. Like, he's honestly like making me rethink a whole lot of things, because not only just having someone there as like a mentor but then also having someone there to kind of point out your flaws and push you to get better. Like, there's no way someone is out here FaceTiming me for like 2 hours and a bit on a Saturday night, just watching me do my workout and telling me, yo, one more set, one more set. Oh, do the superset now, do the superset now, stop resting, get off, go, 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 go. Like, I've never seen anything like that before. And so, kind of just me experiencing that, me living that down, is kind of just like, damn. Like, and I haven't known Rome for that long. I met him August 2nd. So August, September, we're in October now. I've literally known him for less than 3 months. And he's literally one of the closest people I have to me right now. Just goes to show that, like, one, God works in very, very mysterious ways. And he always reveals, I guess, what he needs you to see. And then two, the plan that God has for you, it might not make sense in the moment, but like, it makes sense to God. And God's timing is always the best timing. And so I'm trying to learn to just trust in that. And there's this one thing that coach always says. He talks about how the food is always going to be there. The food's always going to be there. But this moment, right here, right now, you might not get this chance again. That's one of the first things he told me. The food, you guys know how much I love eating donuts, cookies, pizza, all that good stuff. He said that food is always going to be there. Food, and that is true. Because when I finish this competition, I can still get donuts, cookies, pizzas, whatever. But the time and the opportunity for me to be able to diet this way, to cut this way, to train this way, to sauna this way, to do all that good stuff this way exactly, I won't always have that opportunity. And so that is what I need to be focused on, as opposed to, oh, let me try to get a bite of this pizza, or let me try to feast on this. And the more and more I kind of like grow, the more I'm kind of maturing when it comes to this whole like fitness thing. The thing with bodybuilding, it sounds so corny. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this. It sounds so corny, but this is definitely one of the most like difficult sports I've ever done. The thing with basketball or soccer or whatever, like, you can just be very, very skilled at like shooting a basketball, or you can have crazy athleticism and, you know, you're dunking on everyone, cool. But the thing with bodybuilding is, sure, it's physical, yeah, 100%. Like, obviously it's bodybuilding, like, it's physical, but it's mainly mental, just because you live in a constant state of comparison. I mean, don't get me wrong, you also have this in other sports as well, but with bodybuilding, a lot of it is like, it's really just like you and your thoughts. You know, these late night workouts, really just trying to push yourself past your limits, trying to get yourself to that next level. There's not a whole lot of things like this, man. I ain't gonna lie. There's not a whole lot of things like this. And so, even me, I'm learning that, like, man, this whole bodybuilding shit's like just straight mental, bro. Like just wanting to quit. Like, you guys have seen me throughout the series. I've had so many moments where I've maybe crashed out, or I've done something I shouldn't have done, or, you know, I've really wanted to quit, or I've been close to the edge. But instead of doing all that, I keep going. And then I keep going again. And I keep going again. And hopefully by show day, I'm able to show you guys the results of someone who decides to keep falling but getting back up. So that's my whole goal. That's the only reason I want to document everything. And really just kind of like show you guys and take you guys with me on this journey, because I think it's a really beautiful journey. I've come to learn a lot about myself, and I'm learning a lot about life in the meantime and at the same time. Coach always talks about how bodybuilding is a very like ego-driven sport, and that in pursuing it, you end up losing and burning a lot of relationships, just because it's a sport which forces you to put yourself number one over everyone else. And if you can't do that, you'll never succeed when it comes to bodybuilding. And so really and truly having to like decide, you know what, it's me or you, and I know who I choose. And that's been something that's been hard for me to do, just because I'm just one of those people who naturally grew up as a people pleaser, always wanted to make sure that everyone was happy. And it was only recently when I started choosing myself more and like started to stand up for myself, that I started receiving pushback from, you know, very close family members, friends, being like, oh, like, you've changed or this or that. But it's like, not really. It's really just, you know what I mean? But yeah, enough long talk. It's literally like, what time is it? 3:16 a.m. Yeah, it's 3:16 a.m. Phone's on 1%. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go get to bed. This is gonna be all for this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have shown me on the channel. It's been amazing. So I'm just grateful for everything. And I'll definitely be tapping in with you guys soon. So, later.